Oh. 2023. Is everybody already like done all of their goals for the year and just everything is perfect? Yes. Yes. Welcome. This is my first team meeting as interim TL, so thank you all for being here. Good morning. And just so glad to see all the faces here. Stuart has been so gracious to give us his time today for a great class, and so we appreciate him driving in here to do that for us as well. I'll go through a couple of things. Got a few announcements, and then any questions if we have any. Leah, where's, oh, here we go. January 3rd, it's so crazy. Bucket fills. So it used to be that we did what are you grateful for. We're kind of changing it around this year to do bucket fills. I just think it kind of sounds more fun for me. Is there anything I want to share going into this new year?
Yeah, I got one under contract like immediately after the new year.
Congratulations!
To start the year off. I know.
Awesome.
So.
Anybody else?
Well, I'd like to congratulate Dallas for getting your real estate license.
Yeah, I know one in Dallas. Dallas is, she comes in every day, pretty much I see her every day, and she's so sweet. But she participated in all of our like crazy things we did over the holidays, and so that was, she's a good sport, so we really appreciate that. Anybody else?
Oh, doing a natty again.
I'm glad you said I didn't want it to be me. Well, thanks everybody for sharing. All right, strategic partners. Who we have in the house today? I know we have Joyce. Do we have Kelly? Come on. Good morning. Good morning.
We're gonna do, I think next week, we're gonna do maybe so. Come back for that one. When it's full house and it's a party. We'll have party hats and stuff. It'll be fun. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of touch base on a couple of things. Rates, I know that's always the question, so if I want to start out the new year and tell you a little bit about rates. I'm posting them on the KW Facebook page every Friday, so I think that's really helpful for you guys. But they're like low to mid sixes, depending on the program now, so they've kind of gone down. So if they said it right, we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. And then I was just going to kind of remind you guys about the updates kind of on a couple of things for 2023. Conforming loan limits, which is conventional loans, is 726,200. Okay, anything above that would be a jumbo, not sales price loan out. And then the FHA loan limit increased for all the counties. You don't have to remember those, obviously. Ask me, but because the values have gone up so much, you know, that increases the loan amount. So, like FHA for Gwinnett and Barrow is $592,250, and Hall and Jackson, because I'm just kind of picking the ones around here, $472. So they've gone up quite a bit. And then USDA for anybody that works like in some rural areas. I mean, you can have a household of like 1 to 4 people, and if they make under 103,500, they can get a USDA loan 100%. Okay, so anyway, just kind of reminders, all those things increased for the new year. And one thing I wanted to let you guys know, next week after the team meeting, I'm doing a Mortgage 101 class, kind of back to the basics, you know, remind you of some things. Everyone is welcome, but if you're, you know, newer agent, I'll welcome your ideas, but I've kind of got mine on after this too. So please come to that after the team meeting, and we're going to have a lot of fun next week.
Exciting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kelly Lakenda with 210 Home Buyers Warranty, your home warranty partner and resource. So also some updates happening right now in 2023, just went into effect in January. I'm going to talk to you guys about HVAC. Woo! So I just wanted to let you guys know the new requirements right now for HVAC is 15 SEER. So what that means, if your homeowners or anyone has an older HVAC system that's not 15 SEER, if anything had to happen, a big repair to where we had to do a replacement, we have to replace it with 15 SEER. One thing about 210 Home Buyers Warranty in our packages, the Supreme is the best, but we have no limit for parts and the equipment for HVAC for your buyers. So basically, another thing is if we ever, a full HVAC system is considered AC and heating. There's an indoor, there's an outdoor. So if we ever had to go out there and just say your outdoor unit has to be replaced, what's gonna happen to that indoor system?
It's gotta go too, it's gotta match the
It
capacity.
has to match, so we're gonna have to make sure it's compatible. So either we're gonna replace it, or we can actually replace the evaporator coil. Evaporator coils could be anywhere from $2,100 to $2,500, so that's very, very costly. And there's a lot of home warranty companies, that's why I always tell my homeowners, when they come back at me saying, well, they're $50 cheaper, I always tell them, make sure that you're reading your terms and conditions, especially around HVAC, because a lot of them do not cover for the compatibility. So even if they go out there and replace that outdoor system, they might get a hefty bill, because they now have to make sure that the indoor and the outdoor system are matching.
Just a quick question, I apologize. 15 SEER, where did that number come from in the sense that generally speaking, they manufacture 14 and now 16?
I believe it's like in the middle, but if you guys don't want to know what SEER is, it's the efficiency
Right.
of the HVAC, but it's just the new government regulations that we have to do 15. We can go above 15.
That's all you had to say was the
that's-
government made the choice.
There
you go.
Make sure.
Got it.
But due to inflation, HVAC has gone up by about 22%. These bigger guys out there, because I've talked to a lot of my contractors, for a full system replacement, they're charging $10,000 or more. But I still have guys that are still in between $7,000 to $8,000, so call me if you ever need that. But talking to one of my HVAC guys today with the whole 15 SEER going up, they said on the 9th it's going to go another 7% more.
Wow.
So this is why it's so important if you are representing a buyer or even a seller to make sure that you are offering them the home warranty. I know that there's a lot to talk about with home warranties, but the good thing is you guys have me as your partner. I do come along with this package, and so one thing is I do love to talk to your clients. I think it's extremely important that your clients understand the warranty, the expectations, but better yet, to have that peace of mind knowing that they have someone here local, a local cell phone that they can call me for questions, or if anything ever gets off track, I'm here to get things back on track. So I'm here to make you guys look good. So if you haven't used 210 Home Buyers Warranty or have ever worked with me, I would love that opportunity to be a partner this year. Thank you.
Thank you. We love that. Thank you. Miss Tiffany, you want to come up? I saw you sneaking the back door.
Actually running.
It's all good. Catch your breath.
Well, I don't really have anything too exciting today. I just want to say Happy New Year. Thank you guys for everything last year. It was super awesome, great year with y'all. Looking forward to lots of big things this year. Wanted to just ask you if you have anything that you want me to cover in classes or team meeting or anything like that, just shoot me a note. Gonna try and schedule a few things coming up, just, you know, contracts changing and all that. I know you guys will have the broker boys come in and explain all of that as well. Y'all just let me know if you have any ideas of stuff you want covered this year, and I'm gonna get that. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Awesome.
I would love to see another GIS overview like you did a while back.
Okay, like the GIS and GSCCCA, we can definitely do that one.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
plan.
absolutely.
We're good at that.
Yeah, and so Joy and Tiffany are gonna get together and start doing office hours at the same time together every month before team meeting, correct?
Yes.
The second Tuesday every month, so they'll both be here, so you can kind of just knock out two people at the same time if you want to, so just
Don't
so.
actually knock them out.
Not knock it
No.
out, right, knock out.
No, we
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, that's exactly right. Anybody else here is there. Thank you, guys. All of our bigger partners, if you would you stand up and introduce yourself, please? Thank you, don't be shy. There you go.
I'm Jacqueline, Peachtree Interiors. We help you with floor coverings, window coverings, countertops, tile. That we need.
Happy New Year.
Hey, I'm Reagan Lesky, Certified Financial Planner, Strategic Planning Group. We have a team. Dr. Christian is also with us this year.
Welcome. Thanks for coming.
I'm Ryan Roberts, North Crow Inspection Company, one of the new preferred home inspection vendors for you guys. Main thing I want you guys to know is that I want to be a resource for you. Even if I'm not doing the home inspection or didn't do it, you guys have questions, call me, text me, FaceTime me, send me pictures, whatever questions you guys have, I'll be here for you.
I've been personally using Ryan as an option for my clients for what, 6 years now since you got out. Yeah. So well worth it.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thanks. And just so you guys know, oh, one more. Come on in. Who are you? I haven't met you yet, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty guess I'm new to the company. I'm James with Ensign Building Solutions.
Awesome.
So we are, we help with anything, mold, radon. We also do work with home renovations as well too. So if you have any need for those types of work, but our main focuses are mold remediation and radon inspections.
Awesome.
And we'll be here for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks for coming. We are looking for a new HVAC company. We're limited on those, so if anybody has any referrals they would like to share that Clark or myself could reach out to, that would be amazing. January classes and training. The calendars are out. Kelly's got our smart plans on the 6th. David's doing enhanced complaints on the 9th. Joy is doing her Mortgage 101 on the 10th, and for that, we're doing a Mortgage 101 and an advanced mortgage class. She's going to do it twice a month, so there'll be something for everybody. But anybody can come to either one. But just so you guys know, we are offering both for more the beginners and the more advanced. I'm doing Career Day on the 12th. Jason is doing our goals and stats on the 17th, and then David is doing the class on Career Night on the 18th. We have some good speakers coming. Rachel Farrell, who's from Nashville, is coming on the 19th. She's going to do a 2-hour course on how to capture leads in social media 2.0. She'll be setting up tripods around the room, teaching you how to do videos, how to do reels. You're going to walk away with something that you can then post yourself and teach you how to do that on your own. On the 20th, Kelly's doing the command. Joy's second mastermind class. The 24th, you've got David. On the 24th as well in the afternoon, Joy the 30th, and then Shannon Dagger, who I don't know if anybody here knows her. She is from Cincinnati, Ohio. She used to be a TL. She's also a KW agent here and in Ohio. She now does consulting and coaching. She is flying in that week and is going to come teach at our market center on the 31st for event planning for lead gen. Family reunion, as you guys know, is coming up. Currently, we only have 10 people signed up at our market center to go to family reunion. Please sign up. If you guys haven't ever been before, connect with somebody who has, and I can help you with that, talk about the experience. I think it's going to be an amazing trip. Obviously, it's a long way, and so I know it's a big commitment, but please consider it. Things to know, this year is in person only. It will be no virtual option this year. Sarah, who is our previous TL, has been invited to speak on the social media panel, so that's a big exciting thing for our market center that you guys won't want to miss. Our ALC this year, congratulations to everybody. If you were on the ALC this year, will you stand up? If anybody is here, I don't know. It's Brenda, Thea's on Zoom. She's very good. I didn't talk about committees. Technology is going to be Brenda, and she's going to work closely with the technology group and with Kelly on this. Thea is going to be over our culture committee. Ashley Lazarian is going to be over career development. Young is going to be over our growth committee. Stacey Daragatis is going to be over our crop financial planning committee. Nikki is going to head our social committee. Rashika is going to do our DE&I committee. And David Williams is doing our commercial committee. The commercial committee is new this year. He has partnered with some commercial agents and some other Atlanta Partners offices to build this committee out. So we're really excited to see what he brings to the table. Career Day at night on the 12th and the 18th. Now it's you. Everybody welcome to start.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Switch over real quick, if you don't mind giving me just a second. Let's see, we are going to bring out.
And just so you guys know, Stuart has modified his presentation a little bit today because Command is having some issues with Facebook. It should be fixed this week, so there's a little. He's adjusted for that in his teaching staff.
Yeah, we're going to go through it. We're still going to be going through the same thing. We got another follow-up class on the 24th. 24th is very much based on follow-up. So we're going to be working through, how can we use MailChimp with Command? MailChimp has some great templates, some great flyers already pre-made. You can create it all in MailChimp, and you can hit download, and you can upload in command and email it to everybody that's already in your database. So Designs has single email builders. MailChimp is obviously an email service in itself, and their email template builder is probably one of the best. And so you can take advantage of something free with MailChimp and something that we already pay for with Command and communicate with our database instead of paying. There's a lot of people spending hundreds of bucks on things like Constant Contact, other areas, because Constant Contact emails maybe look a little better, look a little cleaner. So we can kind of help save some money and use some of those benefits of MailChimp integrated with Command. So let me see here. I'm trying to get Zoom up on this screen. I'm having trouble getting Zoom on this one. Here we go.
Hey, Kelly.
I'm gonna grab the,
Just 1 second, everybody. I apologize for this. I'm not getting.
thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
If you're hot.
yeah,
Can you give me a Zoom up on this one? It's not flipping up. Let me ask you this: who for 2023 has set some goals when it comes to generating new forms of business, generating more leads? Anybody set some goals around lead generation, generating leads? A few of us. Has anybody added in any new lead sources or lead sources that they're interested in? Shout some of those out.
Newsletter.
Okay, so newsletter. So one of your modes of communication is going to be a consistent newsletter. I love that. Why are we building things like newsletters, consistent communication? How do buyers and sellers choose their agent?
Well, we want to be top of mind and also the sole source of contact with free. Like I tell my clients, you call me because you want free and correct information.
I love that. So you mentioned top of mind.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. So how do we get top of mind with somebody? Because are there a lot of real estate agents and realtors out there right this second?
Consistent communication. Yeah.
Consistent communication. So you said consistent communication. I love that. What is consistent communication? How often are we communicating, and how are we communicating?
I guess it would depend. Like we colleague from, and I know there are people that have been around longer than I have, but when we had eEdge, we had the 33 touch system.
Sure.
And that kind of is quasi how my brain still works now. But depending on the type of contact, whether they're a hot, warm, or cold, you've got categories of leads. That's how you interact. The folks that are ready, willing, and able today, you're on. The
Sure.
folks that are in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year in your pipeline, those require different types of attention. You're not constantly hounding them, but you are filling, or inserting your presence into their lives, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfectly said. So, a lot of times when it comes to people buying and selling, we don't always know their exact time frame, right? They may give us a time frame and things change, but ultimately, the more consistent we are in front of them, the more likely we are when the time is right for them that they think of us as their realtor. With a lot of competition, I always used to love to ask people, who do you know as a realtor? Who do they work for? And they can usually name a couple of people. And those couple of people they're naming are the people that are consistently reaching out to them. And so one of the things we're going to be working on over the next couple of months is how do we build something such as using the Command app. So every 30 days it sets us a reminder to interact with that person. One day it's going to set us a reminder to call them. It's going to wait that 30 days or 45 days, whatever you select. And then it'll remind us to send them a real quick text. And then it'll wait another 30 days or 45 days, and it will say, hey, now go on social media and interact with them. Maybe it's a private message. Most likely it is like the most recent post, and just comment on it and ask them a question. And then what happens is they see you like and comment, they come right in behind you and they respond to your comment. And then next week when we take a brand new listing and we advertise on Facebook, guess who's seeing our listing? The person that we just interacted with last week, because Facebook's algorithms now think that we're back to being close friends again. Okay, so. All right, we are up and running. I appreciate everybody taking that second. We got loaded in. Beautiful. So, one of the things coming into 2023 that we've heard a lot is people saying, one, maybe I want to reduce some expenses. And on the flip side of that, people saying, I'd really love to, grow my business, generate more leads. And so, the two are kind of opposite, right? If we're trying to grow our business and generate more leads, often there's some extra expenses tied to this. So one thing we're going to walk through today is running simple and effective Facebook ads through Command, okay? So what are some advantages that you can think of running Facebook advertising through Facebook versus maybe going and signing contracts with other companies?
There's less of a commitment. You can basically when you sign with a company that lead generates for you via internet leads, you're signing a certain amount of money per month.
Yep.
Whereas if you're doing Facebook ads, you can put more money into it one month and less money into it the next month.
Yep.
And the other part of it is with Facebook in particular, you're on the longer tail of things, so you're in with the person that's considering a move earlier in the process than if you're signing up with more right now lead generation type things.
I love that. That was perfectly said. So again, control your spend. No 12-month contracts. Red light, green light. When we see some things are working, let's double down. And when things aren't working, do we need to adjust? Do we need to scale back? And so one of the great things about Facebook advertising and its relationship with Command is really the cost, right? When we're hearing over the last year cost per lead, anybody know their cost per lead right now on platforms that they're spending to advertise on? Maybe?
For those of us, and I learned and took pieces from when I came through from different people, but I don't know where Jerry is, but I know it's no secret that I've made it. That I've molded, there you are, dear. I've molded a lot of my business because after Jerry's, because I'm very much like him in that I'm very relationship centric and oriented. So my cost per lead is fairly low in that I use my relationships that I already have to generate more. However, since we've gotten Command to the point where it is today, a lot of people have left platforms for communicating like Boomtown and other services that, and CRMs that did touches and things for you, I'm sure that's greatly reduced. But
sure.
I don't know about anybody else's dollar value. Mine's only literally pennies.
Yeah, and we're also going to have a cost per lead for our entire business, right? And obviously, the bigger our business is focused on sphere of influence, past clients, and people that we already know, love, and trust us, the less per lead it's going to be. When we shy away from that, we say things like, when I was a brand new agent and I told my TO, I'd really love to talk to strangers more than I would prefer to talk to my friends and family. And she told me, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. They already love you, they already trust you, you've got that relationship, and now we need to grow in it, right? Does anybody else kind of have the mindset of that? I don't want to bother my database, but I'm okay calling complete strangers, right? And so part of it just comes down to, do we have something great to say when we call? Coming to team meetings, taking that one little piece of information we heard, and for the next 2 weeks, kind of repeating it over and over again to the different people in our database. But when it comes to Command and Facebook, we just crept over about the $2.50 price range per lead, which is insanely cheap when you talk about cost per lead. Some of the other platforms out there, they're celebrating being under $10. And so obviously right now we're going to walk through the relationship with Facebook. Some other platforms are maybe heavier on, say, Google than Facebook. And so some difference when it comes to Google pay-per-click compared to Facebook. Okay, how does someone land on my ad? On Facebook, they're on their phone, most likely, possibly on a computer, and they're scrolling through and they're waiting for something to catch their eye, right? Once something catches their eye, now they've got to make the decision, do I want to click on this ad, knowing that if I do click on it, someone's going to communicate with me, possibly, and I'm going to get a bunch of information. When it comes to something like Google pay-per-click, that's targeting, someone's personally gone to Google and typed in, homes for sale in Beaufort, homes for sale in this school district, this county, and then they're getting a very narrow search. And so when we talk about that funnel, Facebook ads are, towards the top of that funnel, right? They're looky-loo, something caught their eye, and when we call them for the first time, what are they going to say? Just looking, maybe they say they're just looking, or they're going to say, well, that wasn't me that clicked that Facebook ad. Yeah. That definitely wasn't me. And so you can joke with them and say, well, you may want to change your password because it looks like someone might have been, in your Facebook account. And again, it's called a brush off, right? So when we walk into a store and someone says, hey, can I help you? When we need to find something, we don't know anyway. And so, what is the most important part of building a Facebook ad? Is it the ad itself, or is it the prep work that we've done ahead of time when it comes to follow-up? Systems to tell us and remind us to call them and follow up with them. Because I could build the best Facebook ad offering them a free house, and they click on it, and if I never follow up with them, I'm not going to convert them, right? And so our focus is going to be on building the ad today, but your focus needs to be a lot more on, do I have a smart plan in place? If I use a different system, do I have an email campaign already in place? That as soon as they click that ad, I already get an email or a text from me. And then the next day, if it's late at night, I've already got that reminder ready to pick up the phone and call them right away. Okay? Anybody want to throw out a random number? How many attempts do they say it takes to build a relationship with a Facebook lead?
12.
7. Just 7 to 9. So I've heard 2 ways. I've heard it's 7 to 9 attempts to get in the relationship. And then when we're in the relationship, what do we need to do?
Like that, Jim.
Continue to follow up, right? And so I always ask people, when it comes to your ad and it comes to your budget, Facebook's a great way to learn if you're interested in online lead generation. But if you're someone that's going to make one phone call and never make a phone call again, your time and energy is a lot better spent getting face-to-face with someone, taking your database to coffee, taking your database to lunch, telling them what a referral is, okay? So just always keep that in mind, okay? So we're going to walk through today, and we're going to build the ad live, okay? There's a lot of different variations when it comes to ads. What makes, in your opinion, a great Facebook ad? What content can we put in that ad to make it more likely that they click on it?
Obviously something of value.
Yep, exactly. You're getting to the perfect point there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. To your point, the objective is the point of value.
Sure.
Like of the ad, because it could be anything from advertising what you currently have that may be of interest, or some other thing that you put out that may set you apart from other agents.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You said set yourself apart, and you said value. For me, when it comes to a Facebook ad, what value can I offer them that they can't go easily find themselves? Right? And so obviously a brand new listing, especially when the market is hot and competitive, that's a great thing. We're going to walk through in a second on our websites, a couple of filters that are there on our website. When we build a Facebook ad and they click on it, we then choose where they end up after clicking. Okay, so they're going to click that Learn More button, and there's a link attached to that Learn More button. And when they click it, they get sent somewhere to a new destination. Okay, and so if we jump onto our websites, super quick, I want to show you guys 2 filters that are already in there that make Facebook ads where they can't necessarily just go find this information right away by themselves, okay? So again, I'm on my subdomain right here. I've done just a basic search, but in these filters under More, I just want to show you 2 filters that exist right down here at the bottom, and that is open houses and price reductions, okay? So when we build, like I said, we build this ad, we're going to send them somewhere to the link. When we copy and paste this URL, whatever info we have already put in there, it's going to transfer that to the ad. So for example, if I were to click on, here is a list provided to you of homes that just had a price reduction in your area under $450,000. Okay? So we just applied 2 filters right here. We check price reduction. We can come over here to price, and we can type in $450,000 max. So now I've got 2 filters applied. You can maybe say a third if you look at current location. A lot of people, when they run ads, they make a small mistake when it comes to location, and they may come in here and they may circle Gwinnett County, and their ad is, homes for sale under $400,000 with a price reduction in Gwinnett County. But what happens if somebody that's not in Gwinnett County sees that ad? They may choose not to click on it because Gwinnett County doesn't apply to them. So when we use words like in your area and we don't apply an area filter, when we land on the website, the first thing this website does is it asks them, would you like to share your location? And same thing when you go onto Zillow and you sit on that home page, would you like to share a location? People don't love sharing many things, But when they go to a site to search for a home, they want to see the homes around them. So that's a permission that they'll give all day long. Okay, so don't restrict your ad just there. Okay. Again, a second filter, open houses. This is when I was selling more. That was the only ad I ran on Facebook. Was would you like a list of open houses in your area this weekend? And when I was running this ad, I didn't have a command website. I used to go in the MLS, get the table, and I used to email them a table of all the addresses every time. And if I didn't do that on a Friday morning, I'd get at least 10 emails on a Friday morning saying, hey, you're going to send out that list of open houses to me this weekend. And again, I may be sending them or offering them info on an open house, but it's going to be me that's following up with them, me that's making sure they know that agent likely represents the seller. So I want to make sure you're working with me if you are interested in that home. Okay? There's a few other filters that you could go deeper on in here, like if you're advertising a home with a pool, other things like that. We're definitely going further and further down the funnel, the more specific we're getting without ads, okay? And if you don't have listings right now, you know, pair up with a couple of agents in the office, ask their permission, say, hey, next time you take a listing, you know, would you mind if I just ran a real quick Facebook ad with your listing? 95% of the agents will say, have at it, please do, right? And again, we're getting some good quality leads right there. Any questions on applying those filters? Fairly straightforward, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to click up here, that's our URL, and we're just going to copy it, because the ad is going to ask for it in just a minute, okay? So now we're going to jump into command. We are here in campaigns on the left side. And we're going to create a campaign, and we're going to create a social ad today, okay? We're going to name it. Name is only for you, and then right here, whenever you create a campaign, you see these options, okay? These options really only apply to Facebook ads, and on the back end, when we select one of these options, Facebook and Command talk to each other a little, and they try to target people that fit what you're looking for, okay? I've had the best results by a long way in attract buyers. Not bad results when it comes to advertising listings, okay? When you see awarenesses aren't geared towards them clicking on it. Think of a billboard. We already know who certain people are that are on billboards, and the billboard's just reminding us who they are, okay? So we're going to click attract buyers, and then it asks us, what platform would you like to run this ad on? We can advertise Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The good news is, if you don't have an Instagram, you can still run ads through Command on Instagram. What it's going to do, it will clone your Facebook profile, business profile. So it'll take your Facebook business name, it'll grab your Facebook, the picture you have on your Facebook page, and it'll create what they call a dark account on Instagram. So you should be able to search and find me, but you will, but I do now have an account, if that makes sense. And so it's completely up to you. We can do Facebook, Instagram. I see a few of you are a little surprised. Facebook can do creepy things, right? And that's not the least creepy thing Facebook can do, believe me. Just create another account with your same photo on. That's skimming the surface of Facebook. I'm just going to click Facebook for now. If you were to click Facebook and Instagram, the last option is it asking you what would you like your budget to be. You'll give it a daily budget, and then you'll split that daily budget between Facebook and Instagram, however you like, okay? So I'm going to choose to attract buyers. We've got Facebook selected. We're going to come in here to create a campaign, okay? And we're just going to work top to bottom. And then on the right side, we're going to get the preview, okay? So the first thing it asks us is to add a listing. Just know this is the one box or the one field that isn't required. So if you're not advertising a listing, you leave this blank, and in a minute there's going to be a media where we upload all of our photos, okay? But we're going to click on add a listing. Just remember, anything you do in Command and you're looking at this screen, this is an MLS history search, okay? And so, I'm just going to type in an old home. So when I say it's a history search, when I search for an address, I'm going to see all the history from when this home sold 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and when I've got it for sale today. And I'm going to see the Georgia MLS and the FMLS version of it right here. So just if you just did a price reduction, you're about to run a new ad, make sure the price is displayed correctly. We're going to click select right here, and it's going to pull in my main listing photo, okay? So we're coming down a little further. The first thing it's going to ask us, and this is a live update on the right side, as you can see main copy here, that is my information that goes above the picture. So the system pulls in your listing description. Your listing description is probably not a great, what have we got, 250 characters for a Facebook ad. So what are some things what are some words, what are some statements and call to actions that we can put right there up top to catch someone's eye? Anyone have any they use on all their ads that work? Anything people are testing right now? Not yet? So if we were running Facebook ads, or you were a Facebook user, what would catch your eye if you were scrolling through Facebook?
Emojis.
I do goofy
House
phrases.
Some emojis?
House
emojis. Someone's interested in emojis. I love emojis, and we're definitely going to add some emojis in just a minute. One of my favorite Facebook ads I saw that I used as an example was someone was advertising a horse ranch. And he told the story in the first line with emojis. He had the horse, he had the cowboy hat, had the house, and he really worked through those emojis beautifully. And Facebook loves emojis as well, right? So we have some emojis. So in this instance, if it was a new listing, I'm making sure they know what I'm offering, right? So new listing. What are some things in the market right now that we think buyers want in a home?
A nice backyard.
Okay, yep, nice backyard. Maybe this home's move-in ready. Maybe, updated. Renovated kitchen. Full basement with in-law suite. We're basically taking the first 2 or 3 bullet points, and we got to get it in that first couple of lines. Because the truth is, they're probably only reading that first line, looking at the picture, and then deciding if they want to click any further. Okay. And so someone mentioned emojis. So right here, when we are inside of the main copy text, we can actually right-click, and we can click emojis. And then we're looking at a full menu of emojis, where we can search. If you do not have, if command doesn't have the emoji, you can go onto Google and type in custom emojis and get the code and paste it right here if you want to. You can do things like search. So it's fairly limited, but there's some houses there, some things that are going to catch people's attention. Okay? So next thing that we have is this headline right here. Okay? And so we have the headline, and then we have the description right here. And our whole goal of this ad is what? What is our goal of a Facebook ad when we run one?
Get them to click on it.
Yeah, capture their information, right? So how on a Facebook ad do we capture their information? They got to click that Learn More button. And so for me, I like to keep things simple. I'm going to tell them to click that Learn More button. Okay? I'm just going to pure tell them, click Learn More. To see additional photos, information, and what do we never put in the Facebook ad?
Price.
The price. Exactly, because everybody wants the price, right? And worst case, someone doesn't click on the Learn More button. They respond to your ad, and they say, hey, what's the price? And then we can jump into their DMs, share the link, give them the price, and then just start a general conversation with them again. So click Learn More to see. Photos, information. We got a little delay on our typing here.
So Stuart, while you're typing, when these ads, do they run for a certain period and then delete themselves? Or are they then in your news feed or story is where you have to go back and delete them after you've transacted on the property?
So we're going to set a budget and set a duration, and once that duration expires, they are no longer on Facebook's feed, but they are in our command ads library. So that if an ad went very well, I can simply just hit duplicate and then update the days I want to run it.
I was just thinking more to GREC aspect.
Sure. Yeah, and obviously, that's a good point. Make sure, when you're advertising listings, especially maybe if it's not your listing, you're giving the credit where credit's due. And obviously, if we're using photos, we make sure that we own the rights to use those photos, and things like that. So click on for additional photos, information, and price. We got a few more there. So maybe you have a lender that has a special incentive this month. Maybe you want to give a small little market update there and let people know in this market, maybe there are options available for you to be able to get that rate lower. And so again, we got another 200 characters right there. The headline is going to be bold and under. Unfortunately, it is only 25 characters, so we can't really do a whole lot with 25 characters. So in this example, maybe I'm putting, new listing, move-in ready. What's the best thing about this home? Is it, updated, chef's kitchen? That's what I'm going to get right here. Fairly simple so far, right? And if we run ads a little more consistently, that top paragraph that we have, we're probably saying almost the same thing every time and maybe editing that first line. So now we're going to hit save. That was all about creating from a listing, okay? If I were to choose a listing and it was my ad with a price reduction in a certain area, I do need to go create the image so that when I get down here under media, I have the ability to add that as my main image, okay? So again, we have the listing attached. So when we click add more, we're just going to add one more photo. Here are all the photos that were attached to that listing. And we're simply just going to click one, preview and crop. I prefer square. Square, looks good on the phone. If you're doing it on Instagram, it looks good as well. And we can zoom images in and out. We're not going to perfect this one. And you see, once we add one image, we now have that scroll bar effect right there, okay? We can have, I believe it's up to 7 images. For me, I want them to scroll a couple of times showing, the main 3 or 4 things. Maybe my last photo is, information about me. Maybe if I am working with a lender to run ads as well, the last photo might have some lender information there as well. Maybe the last photo even says, click learn more to see additional price and photos. And remember, if you're creating custom images, don't put our DDA logo on there because Command will put the KW Atlanta Partners logo on there for you. You get to choose whether it's left or the right. And then next thing we're getting into is Facebook settings, okay? So the first thing it's just asking us is what page are we running it on? When you click this drop down menu right here, you're going to see every page that you are an owner or an admin of, okay? So if you're an owner, admin of a completely separate business, you can technically run ads through Command for that additional business, okay? Most important part right here, the destination. We've got 2 options, and one even says recommended. It should say highly recommended, okay? The difference here, with a site and a landing page, when someone clicks learn more, we don't capture their information. It sends them straight to the site and the landing page, and it's up to the site and the landing page to collect their information. Now, Command websites have forced registration now, and you can choose what the forced registration is. So when they land on your website, the first option is, look at everything without a sign up. I believe there's 1 property, 2 properties, 5 properties, and 10 properties. So once they hit that number, when they want to go see the next properties and say you need to create an account and sign up there. What's the issue there with the site and the landing page?
They can get away.
Yeah, exactly. Does anyone want to give us their information? No. And so right there, if we didn't have forced registration set up and they wanted to see one home, they'd land on it, get their information, then disappear. We want them to be sticky and stay on our sites. And so Facebook lead gen form, the option we're all going to pick. When we click that, when the user clicks learn more, a box pops up and it has their name, their phone number, their email address, and it's already filled out based on what they created in their account inside of Command. Okay? And so they do have the option to edit that, obviously, and some people will get creative and edit their phone name and email address. They can get real creative with those. And you can still convert those sometimes, right? Especially if you play it off as a joke. But most people give Facebook their correct phone number and email address, and so we're in a rush, we click learn more, we click OK, they're now on our site, and we just capture their information through the lead gen form, okay? So the button, learn more, I don't want to sign up for anything or really apply for anything, so learn more is definitely the option that we are selecting. And right here where you see it says website URL, that's that destination link that we just copied from our website. And when we paste right here, remember to delete the first HTTPS. Then we're going to paste our link. And that link is going to be live with those filters that we've applied for. If you want to test it yourself, copy the link, open an incognito tab, paste it into your browser, and you should be staring at your website with that filter already applied. Okay? Now the third part, one of the last parts, how are we going to target our audience? Anybody running Facebook ads right now that's gotten creative with targeting, or are we letting Facebook target who they think we should see? Which one do you guys think would be better? If we target or if Facebook targets?
Well, wait. Now, in the past, like, Command also tell us where people are moving from.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I've done ads with listings where I've targeted those cities.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and done it that way. Like Illinois has been big lately. I don't know what it is from what's happened in Illinois, but it's like rats from the ship. So, but yeah. Moving on. So with that, sorry. No, you're good, man. So with that, I've specifically targeted those those cities that Command is designated as, high traffic.
So imagine if you walked into a listing appointment, you're sitting down with a seller and you have that data migration pattern that you mentioned, and just know that is referrals within Command that are being exchanged.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And so, and you let the seller know, according to our data, these are the 5 cities that are most frequently moving to your area. When I take your listing, I'm going to be running advertisements in those 5 cities. Right? We don't have to tell them how much we're spending in those cities, right? Because the truth is, you probably not spending thousands of dollars on a listing in those cities. No. But we can run very cheap, efficient ads while also, doing our duty to the seller of getting that as much as possible. So I love that you said that.
And with that also, it tells you the agent who referred, and you can call and speak with them directly and say, hey, if you have any more clients, here's what I have.
Yeah, all about building those relationships. That's what we talk about. We're going to family reunion for. Get those referral partners. And so, in my opinion, no data to back this up. If I let Facebook, if some people are running Facebook ads and they're choosing who to target, and other people aren't choosing who to target, in my opinion, Facebook wants everyone to see ads. And so if one person's choosing and I'm not, is Facebook going to show my ad to the people that the other people aren't choosing? If they're not choosing them, does that mean that they're a lower quality viewer of my ad? Possibly. And so I'm going to go right into here. We have audiences. And the first thing it's going to ask is, what's your location? Okay? So imagine this is dropping a pin on a map. So if I take a listing, it defaults to where your listing is. Let's say we take a listing in Marietta. Okay, not super close to here, but I'm still going to take a listing there. If I drop a pin in Marietta and I go 20 miles radius around it, I'm getting even further on the west side than I want to be. So I'm probably going to edit this pin and pull the pin closer to me and make sure that 20-mile radius is still going to catch Marietta and around it. But I don't want to be driving too far, just there. Exactly. And 15 miles is the lowest radius that you can run a Facebook ad on Facebook. You can set it up to be 1 mile, and as soon as Facebook realizes it's a real estate ad, they're going to either cancel your ad or change it to 15 miles. Just as part of their targeting rules now.
Can I just interject one
Yes.
thing? When you're at a listing appointment, you're talking about running Facebook ads. You can email me, by the way, dblanton@kw.com, and I'll send you this graphic. But I have a graphic from National Association of Realtors that says a very high percentage, like 80 or so percent, actually of the people that buy that house are going to be located within 14 miles. So when we talk about this is called geofencing, and we're geofencing an ad, and we're only going out a certain amount of space. One of the things that we can talk about is we're going to advertise in the most efficient, effective way possible. One of the ways that we do that is we geofence to our advertising dollars are going to hit the people that you are most likely going to actually sell your home to, as well as when they drive into that area on a mobile device, that ad is also going to hit. So just something that you may want to add to your presentation side of things.
I love that. And if you use that exact statement in your listing console, are the next two agents going to be using those examples?
Well, I will.
Tell me how you market my property. That's a great specific way that most likely your competitors are not talking about right there. So thank you for that, David. So we're going to click on custom audience right here, okay? And custom audiences come from people's online behaviors, okay? So believe it or not, when I go into Google and I type in mortgage calculator, Google talks to Facebook, and Facebook knows a little bit more about me that I'm now searching for mortgage calculators, okay? Back when Facebook was very new and you could first run Facebook ads, you could target someone based on their income. You could target someone based on their credit report, just had a mortgage inquiry on it. Now they've scaled back on how deep you can go with someone, but we're going to go into a few examples of what we might target with their interests. So we're going to click right down here where it says add interest. And the first thing we're going to add, give me just a second. I think we're loading. We're going to let it load for a second. So there's two ways we can do interest right here. The first one that we're going to do, we're going to add keywords, okay? And then we're going to have an option to narrow the audience after that. And so let's talk about the difference. The first one, and the first thing that we're going to type in here, what's one of the first things, one of the first interests that we're going to add? What do people think it's going to be?
Real estate?
We're going to search for real estate. We're going to add Zillow.
Zillow.
Do you think that anybody that searches for homes online may end up on Zillow? And they end up on Zillow. And then Facebook, and what happens on Facebook? Zillow follows them around Facebook saying, like my page, like my page. And according to this, 34 million people have liked Zillow's Facebook page, okay? And so,
A few more than mine.
a few more members, let's got their advertising budget like Zillow has, get a few more followers. We could go through the list of these, right?
Realtor.com.
What did you say, sorry, Dan?
Realtor.com.
Realtor.com, I love that one. So, you're made for, thank you for that one. Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. There is a Redfin in there as well. Again, make sure you're choosing property because the bottom one is Premier Agent. You don't want to be running ads to other real estate agents, do we? And so if I were to just stop with those, let's add one more. If we were to go and type in real estate, what options does it give us? Just know these change weekly. Some days there may be an audience that you use regularly. Maybe it's removed. So we got real estate appraisals. So no time there. What about if we would type in mortgage?
House hunting.
House hunting. There you go. House hunting is definitely one. We'll add that one. Thank you. House hunting film. These must be people that love HGTV. Okay? Those are probably great people to work with, right? Not everybody does love HGTV, so
They've already been conditioned to look at 3 houses and buy one.
Exactly. It is.
Make sure that's in your buyer console. So right now, we have included people who match. So I am asking Facebook to ideally show it to someone that has liked any of those 3. I don't have to like all 3, one of those 3. Okay? So there's a bunch more in there, like mortgage calculators, refinancing, equity analysis. I wouldn't go more than 7 or 8. We do have an option to add a second layer to this. Okay, so right there where it says narrow audience, I could add a second layer to this, and what's going to happen, let's just say I put in mortgage calculator to the second layer, okay? Someone's going to have to first have an interest in Zillow, Trulia, or house hunting, any of those 3, and then when I narrow the audience to be mortgage calculator, one of those first 3 and a mortgage calculator.
This is like an MLS search.
Yeah, so you can start going deeper. Obviously, we can add a third narrow. You can narrow 2 additional times for 3 sets of interest. Just know when the more times we narrow it, the more your lead cost is going to go up because we're being very specific with who we want to. There's some luxury targeting out there, like the stock exchange, market watches. They say that some keywords like that are great for luxury listings and some slightly higher priced people, okay? For the sake of time, I'm going to move on. Again, make sure you know this, and you also have the ability to save that audience, okay? So that the next time you don't have to search for it over and over again. Lead settings right here. 2 things it's asking. When you run this ad and they click learn more and they end up in your database, how would you like to tag them? So I'm probably going to apply 2 tags, a Facebook link being 1, and then probably create an address, a tag for my address, or for the listing address, or what was that specific ad talking. Maybe if it's a price reduction, it's PR. So you can add that tag right here. And then the second option, likely the most important option, assign to a smart plan. So as soon as that lead is captured, what smart plan would you like to automatically add them to start running? Most important part when you're building a Facebook smart plan, 1, the first step needs to be send an email. Why does it need to be send an email? Anybody know? First is send a text. So what happens if someone's looking at homes at midnight? And they click on our ad. We can't text them at midnight. Okay, commands text can be from pretty much 9 to 9. Okay, so if they're browsing at 11 p.m. and my first step is a text, and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, roughly, they're going to get a text. Hey, thanks for just jumping on the website and looking at homes. So my first step's always going to be an email. Okay, and again, remember what we said earlier: 7 to 9 touches to form a relationship. Our Facebook Smart Plan needs to have 3 or 4 call attempts in that first week. Okay. So we'll just add them to one of them. Then the last part, right here, and we're done. This is what we asked for earlier. When would you like the ad to start? When would you like the ad to end? And what is your total budget? Okay. For me, I've seen the best results with about $10 a day. Where if you think about Facebook ads, they're kind of like an auction style bidding. So if I only give it $1 a day, and I know the average lead cost is $250, I'm not really bidding very high to get very many views. And so obviously a $5 a day minimum. If your budget is this year I want to start testing Facebook ads and I'm going to put $75 a month to it for the first few months, you maybe break that down into 2 ads and you run an ad, $5 a day. $10 a day, and you only run it for 5, 6, 7, 8 days, and then follow up and follow up. Okay, just remember that these leads that we likely get from Facebook, what's their time frame going to be to buy? How many months?
Well, internet in general is 18 to 24.
Could be. Yeah. Doesn't mean we can't get lucky, right? more lead gen we do, the luckier we can get. Doesn't mean we can't get someone in 6 months, but knowing that it could take that long, 12 months to convert someone, is really hard for me just to run 1 month of ads and then say, well, when I convert and close someone, I'll run some more ads. We don't need to commit to it, you know, for a few months. Just make sure that budget fits, you know, with your 2023 plans. Okay. So finishing through that, what questions do we have on running the Facebook ad? Fairly simple, right?
This has gotten a lot more integrated, like even with the auto tag capture as well as the auto smart plan.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, huge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you back just a little when you created the URL. Where was that coming from?
So it can be any URL. In this one in particular, we were advertising a list of homes under 400,000 with a price reduction, and so I applied the filter on our website, and I came right up here to the web browser up top.
That's within Camille?
No, this is my agent website right here. So any website. So you could run a Facebook ad saying, you know, meet my lender. My lender's amazing. And you could go on your lender's website, click the link for their website, the URL all the way up top, and then you'd paste the URL inside of your Facebook ad. So you can send them to any link on the web.
How specifically did you get to your, like, I think what she's wondering is, how did you set up that specific search on your website to direct that person to your website?
Yep, so this is my home page right here. I just click current location. And then it is a little hidden, so I'm on the More tab just here. You can see my mouse. So the more filters. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there is the price reduction. So I'm going to toggle that switch to be on. And now, if we click over here on our left side of the map, when it updates every single listing, so we can see right here, price reduction, $124,000 price reduction there. You can see I'm only now looking at homes that have had a price reduction. Okay, and the person viewing, very easy to get a clear all filters with the goal being that they hang around and look at a few more homes, right? Enjoy the search experience. We follow up with them and remind them to go back to the website. In that smart plan that we built, we're reminding them to go back to the website. We're sharing our app and hoping that they land back there. If they create an account, we can create collections of homes and push them to them. That'll be a class for another day. Just remind them, hey, don't forget to visit my website again and again. Okay? So again, I encourage you guys to take a brand new listing. No better way to generate leads than to have a hot property in a desirable area, marketing it on Facebook, capturing some leads, and then test your skills in your follow-up, okay? Eric?
Stuart, do you have any stats about effectiveness of Facebook versus Instagram versus Twitter?
I remember a couple of Facebook conversations that I may have saved in my Facebook that was kind of talking about a few. Obviously, there is an age difference between people that are using Facebook and Instagram. My kid tells me that no one uses Facebook anymore, and she's 13, and I'm not really targeting her out. And I'm targeting people like us that have money.
It's also regional too. You know,
sure.
You've got the young folks that live in higher cost of living areas and are able to afford a higher cost property that are using Instagram.
Yeah.
But then when you come, say out here in our area in the southeast, your general buyer is a little bit older price range or older.
I mean, to be fair, if you start targeting 13-year-olds for brand awareness, I mean, you just got a longer tail lead there.
Sure.
You know?
We're gonna get all up for that. That's intense follow-up. But I just think is, for me, if I'm not already semi-heavy on Instagram and I don't have a good sized budget, if I'm testing Facebook ads with a smaller budget, I'm just sticking to Facebook. Because one thing, I'm just going to be a billboard. When I run that ad, they're going to click on my Facebook page to see what content I've been posting recently. And if they go to kind of like a blank page on Instagram, maybe they could make some assumptions on that. Not sure. But good question, Gary. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody.
I have a question. The listing that you posted to capture their attention, was that an active listing?
No.
Was it do you have to, if you did?
So that wasn't a listing. That was my own personal home that I sold. When it comes to sharing other people's listings, technically yes, but for me it's ask permission. I guarantee you can come to a team meeting and meet a couple of the agents with listings and say, hey, you know, would you mind if I ran a Facebook? Anybody here with a listing that would be willing to share it for a Facebook ad? You know, probably most of the room, right? It doesn't hurt them, and it helps you, helps the seller a little bit.
It's just
Why
frustrating.
not,
to look
right?
at, like a stock photo and you can never find that house. Like somebody.
Correct. Yeah, and so what you don't want to happen is you don't want someone clicking on your link and then them ending up on something that isn't at all what you said you're going to provide. Because then it's going to close it. If I say, here's a list of homes for the price reduction, and my filter isn't with a price reduction, then technically I lied to them, and now I've lost their trust, and there's thousands of other websites they can go check out for themselves. So do what we say we're going to do. That's part of follow-up, right? I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, knowing that most other agents aren't, and that's how we can win sometimes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well done, sir.
Well, thank you. So, okay, 24th. You know, you can call, text, and interact on social media direct from the command app. And MailChimp, beautiful templates. Love to see you all there.
Awesome. Thank you for coming out.
So really quick, a couple things. There's some new faces in the room. So if you are a seasoned agent or have not been here in a while, and there's someone else in this room that you don't know personally, will you please go introduce yourself before you leave today, in the spirit of bringing church back. Turn around, you know, shake the hands, give people around you, kind of thing. I feel like getting to know everybody is really going to be a big part of engagement this year, so I would really appreciate that. Second thing is your tickets for the on-timers. If you will pull out your ticket, and I will let you draw a ticket over there for me.
Big money.
It ends in 970.
Oh.
Yes, you did. Congratulations. Lunch is provided out there today. I believe it is pizza. Stuart is going to hang around here for at least another hour or so. So if you guys have questions, he's going to hang out here. Please feel free to spend some time with him to help you further in any details that you guys need from today's class. He'll be here the 24th to do the command app that you guys can work on your phone, which I saw it recently is pretty cool. If anybody's not using it yet, super efficient. Any questions for me? No? Thank you guys so much for coming today. Again, Happy New Year. Please stay for lunch and just spend some time, you know, with your fellow peers, and good to see everybody. So thank you.